really a right or wrong way to do any of these things, and how you should really just focus on making your own way of living. Hey, it's Tess and this is Wander Wealthy. I firmly believe that the way that we live our life has a huge impact on how much money we spend and how we are as human beings, and what is going to set us up for success when it comes to our own personal human potential. First is minimalism. It's a huge trend lately, and personally I really like it. Minimalism really focuses on living on less. You really place a lot more value in the things that you own, but get rid of the things that are just cluttering up your life. You probably end up spending a lot less money because you're not out shopping all the time and trying to acquire a bunch of new things. The actual items that you do own could potentially have a higher value. It might mean that they're more expensive when you go out and buy them. There might be a higher upfront cost so that you can know that whatever you're purchasing is going to stick around for the lifetime that you want it to be around for. And a lot of people then deem this as minimalism is only for wealthy people. Personally, I have a lot of items in, let's say, my closet, because that's really one of the few things that I am minimalistic about, that aren't overly expensive. I mean, some items I might have spent a little more than I would have typically spent money on when it comes to clothes, but for the most part, my wardrobe is made up of very affordable things. I think what is important here is just to find things that you really love and that you believe are going to be durable to last you. And you can get plenty of durable goods for a cheap price too. It's just, you have to figure out what pieces you love and which ones you're willing to invest in. So the fact that minimalism is just for rich people is just kind of an ignorant statement to make, in my opinion. The thing that rocks about minimalism is it gets us away from the decision paralysis that we're trying to make every single day. In other words, it's the paradox of choice. What is happening to us as human beings is we're constantly bombarded with choices to make, and it's really hard to just live our lives and have creative energy to place elsewhere on things like our career and how we're gonna make money or how we're gonna love one another, which is, I would say, more important than what kind of dishwashing soap you're going to buy. I guess some of the cons of minimalism are that you might have higher upfront costs if you do choose to invest in durable goods that are a little bit more pricey. Another one is, yeah, some people might find it boring, but I personally find it exhilarating. I love taking my minimalist closet and making different combinations of the clothes that I already have and adding unique but small accessories to my wardrobe so that I can feel fresh and new without actually having to go out and buy an entirely new wardrobe. Now, I've admitted that I can't be minimalist in all aspects of my life, so I choose to just be minimalist in a few, like the food that I eat and the clothes that I wear. Next, I want to move on to frugalism. Frugalism is more focused on getting the best bang for your buck. It's about spending less and saving more, and oftentimes frugal people, when they're out shopping, won't pay full on the items that they're buying because they're really trying to figure out how they can get the best deal. You could say frugalism is about being savvy with your money. I wouldn't equate frugalism to being cheap because there's definitely a difference there, but being frugal is really putting a little bit more thought into where you're spending your money, and if you can be creative about finding ways to save money. I definitely live in very frugal ways as well. I find creative ways to make my living expenses be less in the food that I buy, when I'm out grocery shopping, and even just when I'm buying home supplies for around my house. Some may say my travel hacking is a form of frugalism because I'm really trying to figure out ways and kind of taking the long route to find the cheapest flights possible. But to me, it is absolutely worth it. I hate paying for flights in full. Some of the pitfalls of frugalism are One, it might take a little bit more time for you to acquire the things that you really want because you're trying to figure out when the things are going to be on sale or there's going to be the best deal, or you might just not ever end up buying it because to you it is not worth as much as the full price tag that it has stuck to it. The second thing is that often when you are out shopping, even online shopping, when you have more of a frugal mentality, you could end up spending more money because you found a really good bargain. And finally is my favorite way of living my type of lifestyle, which is intentional living. I like to consider this a mashup of the ways in which my life is minimalistic and the ways in which my life is very frugal, and all the other ways in which my life fall under all these other kind of topics and characteristics. For me, intentional living is just stepping back and taking time to make decisions before I go in and I make a purchase, or I decide to spend my time there, or I decide to put that thing in my body. For you, intentional living might be a little bit different or completely different. I think intentional living can be whatever we make of it. To me, it's totally deciding where in my life I want to have more minimalist aspects, where I want to relieve myself of that decision paralysis or the paradox of choice, and where I really want to save a few bucks so I can actually invest money or save money into my emergency savings fund, or decide to find new ways to put my money to work for me. I would consider myself both minimalist and frugalist and intentionalist. I understand that there are positives and negatives of all types of way that we choose to live our life, and I choose to live my life with, you know, taking samples from each of the different methodologies or lifestyle choices that others have shared with me via YouTube or Instagram or email. Some negative aspects of intentional living could be that it takes a little bit more time to find your groove, and it takes a little bit more time to make decisions. I tend to be very slow when it comes to decision making, and that can be a total disadvantage for me as a human. I'm working on getting a little bit faster and being a little bit more decisive, but for me right now, I am most comfortable with sitting back, taking a couple days to really think through what it is I want to attract or to bring into my life, and I am happy with the time that it takes. I hope this brings a little bit more light and clarity and even some ideas on ways you can start fusing your life together with different intentional ways for you to live. I want to hear from you. Are you more of a minimalist or a frugalist, or neither, and you have an entirely different approach to living? Tell me in the comment section below, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I upload videos on a weekly basis, and don't forget to join the Wander Wealthy private Facebook community. We are a group of women supporting each other on achieving our personal growth, personal finance, and travel goals. Go to www.wanderwealthy.com/FB to snag your invite. I have a nice little welcome video for you there, and until I see you in the group, I hope you wander wealthy.